Okay, welcome to Fallen Land 2nd edition. In anticipation of the production phase of Fallen Land, may also be a scam, so nobody will receive the game, but I believe the creators are of goodwill. I have reason to believe so because of the care that has been shown by the Great War introduction for follow civilization. In any case, this describes attack on the US, dirty bombs. China is invading Taiwan, so it's very, very timely, if you will. This has been written in 2021, I think, 2020. This game maybe in 2005. So these are prophetic words, which I always like. The same happened to Space Kraken. I can point to a video that I made about Space Kraken. I have the prototype version. And it should be in my hands at early 2024. Now here they describe when Sean and John, John is the co-author, when Sean and John began creating Fallen Land back in 2005, we naively thought we'd be done in a year. It was an exciting journey culminating in 2022 with the release of both the Fallen Land 2nd edition big box and the Descenders expansion. This was a bit premature because in 2022 the game was not nearly done. So, well, we're at it. We might as well just jump into the rulebook. So here it describes the game board. The game board is, I think, an old image because it shows just a part of Canada and a part of Mexico. And I think the final board will have more of Canada and more of Mexico. So this might be subject to change, but that doesn't affect the main instructions, so I don't really care much. Then you have the town playmats. I note that they are 12, so it's these things. I haven't counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I don't know how they got that 12, but this. So what you notice here is yellow things always on the left and green things all on the right. And this has minus 1 th, no, plus 1 th, plus 2 th, plus 5 th. And this is movement bonus 1 to 8. And there are some perks. For example, the Cowboy Way begins the game with 6 fast horses spoils, and 6 fast horses spoils is one of the spoils cards, which is described here. 194 spoils cards, so you have to find the one. And this one begins the game with a resource location of your choosing. Place your faction chip there to claim it. So there are faction chips. What is a faction chip? Well, here is a faction chip. So they are 12 factions, each with its own set of 10 chips. So now I'm not sure if the game comes with 10 or with 12 of these town playmats. Maybe the Descendants has 2 more, adding up to 12 for total. And yeah, so then there is the town playmat clip. You get 1 for each. So if you play solo, you can use one for your currents and maybe play against a phantom faction for the AI, and that phantom faction will track it also with this clip, and all other faction or town playmats, you can keep them as they are, so they so you remember your progress of the, for the next time. You put two of these orange things, one for your current resources and movement bonus. So okay, so this is resources, so this is how many resources you have. So you put the clip over it, and here you also put hopefully a green clip over it. I also have spare from print and play experiments. The first player sheet already mentioned, also located on pages 33 34. So I retract my previous words. You only need one copy of this, because if you have two of these rule books, it's also inside the rule book. So that's great, actually. And you cannot strip them because the pages 35 and further then will be displaced. So you keep it in the rule book. The character cards, a lot of character cards were already shown. They have nice references and Easter eggs and wordplay. So it's a very it's a work of love. Spoils cards 194. So I believe then that is including with Descendants. 184 action cards. They all have very distinct backs, and even if you turn them around, you see the text is in mirrored reflection. And then you have a rotation, better to say. Plains encounter cards 103, mountain encounter cards 82, and city red encounter cards 84, and then so this is all explained and shown in the videos, so I'm not going to go into that. It's for easy, moderate, and dangerous locations. So if you have to draw an encounter card, you have to take that into consideration and not go into a city or radiation location without the proper preparation. Now the mission cards, nobody talks about the mission cards. There are 75 mission cards, and each faction, so one of the town playmats, has its own story. So if you check, there are 12 town playmats, and this mission, complex storylines vital to the player's faction or to the Council of Town. So say that there are 6, so it's a narration, like a personal saga of for Zerivia, for example. So you have 6 a 6-part story for each faction. That gives you 70 6 times 12, that's 72. And there are also 3 then for the Council of Towns. The Council of Towns is some kind of survival union thing in post-apocalyptic America. And we have these faction chips. You place one for the victory conditions and one for the town playmats and owned resources. So I think the owned resources. So you have owned resources for that's used by this chip, and there is current resources, which is tracked by the paperclip. I'm not really sure how that works. You have town technology chips. I think they are round, and maybe you place them on these things in the middle. So it's a radio tower and some kind of helipad or something, or hospital. This is tap water, and this could be tools. And these could be wind power and also tap water. So that again the tools, a man with a dog, some guards, I think. Identical. I've seen these. And this is a new one, some kind of temple thing. So that is why there are 12. They are duplicates, or at least shared across the town playmats. So I think you only use them for no, but this is different. These this is the town technology. Yeah, 9 unique tags with their own as ability, and you have a silver tier 1 and a gold tier 2. I'm not sure how you can progress to the next tier. Town defense chips and weak penalty chips, because you play in weeks, and if you take too long because of a condition, then this means that you are going into overtime. And the next month, except for the last month, of course, you play in 12 rounds, I think. So 12 months of each 4 weeks. If you exceed the 4 weeks, then the next month you will have less weeks. Mission location chips 1, 2. Mission 1 to mission 7. There are 10 locations.